Hi guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So yes, yesterday those snow showers definitely got a little bit more bursty than I was expecting, even with that dry air. We had a little bit of convective nature to the actual front system going through. So I think that's why it got a little bit more bursty, but we only got about a half an inch of snow out of it, which was expected. Now we don't have much in the way of accumulation or anything really moving our way here. I do anticipate things to be pretty quiet for the next few days. The next system on the way is going to be happening maybe on Saturday. You get a couple of flurries, as you see here. I can zoom it out. There we go. A couple of flurries you can see here, but otherwise I'm not seeing a whole lot. Sunday does feature another weather system on the way, and this one, I'm going to zoom this out so we can see what's going on. This one, so we're right here. This one arrives Sunday night into Monday, and you can see that right there. There's a little bit of a mixing feature and then a little bit of snow. So if I zoom in the map to the region, you can see it a little bit better. Here's the thing. This is likely going to be happening Sunday evening, going into Monday morning. The GFS is one of the ones that kind of shows this bias of a little bit too much moisture. I do think that, there's other models I've been looking at. So how far out? We're 66 hours out. So if I go to the NAM is all north. So I do think we get clipped by this particular system. I just don't think we have as many impacts. I am a little concerned with the potential of maybe some frizzle or freezing rain. I would say areas north of 94. So I'm a little cognizant of that. That's Sunday night into Monday morning and a little bit of Monday morning. The NAM does tend to overdo coverage of precip. And I think it's overdoing this personally, because if we go to the GFS, there's nothing there. And you can see it just kind of ends the event with snow, because by that point we're all below freezing. And even if I were to pop up the SKU-T chart, I can show you where freezing rain would be a much more of a likelihood. What you look for is an elevated warm nose of air in the mid levels of the atmosphere. So I'm not really seeing that bump. There's a little bit right here where there's a little bit of drawing. So you have a snowflake or a raindrop falling through here, and then as it falls down or as it goes through the atmosphere, yes, it could dry up and then warm up and be freezing drizzle. And I think, yeah, even everything's below freezing though. As you can see here, that line of 0 degrees is 32. That is below freezing. So I think it'd be tough for that to happen. If we go back to the NAM, let me look at that SKU-T so we can take a look. This is 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And this one has a bit more of that warm nose. And this is why we have the difference here. So you have that raindrop falling or that snowflake falling really starting to what's the word I'm looking for? It's really starting to dry up a little bit. And then you have that tiny elevated warm nose of air. It's very small. But see, the NAM is guessing more sleet at this point. So it's more of a cold level of precip that we would have at that point. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it. I'm working all weekend, so I'll be here regardless to let you guys know what's happening. And then the rest of the work week next week, we are warming up in a pretty big way. I'll show you the latest temperatures. I keep going to the wrong thing. There we go. Temperature wise, today we're in the 20s. We're still cold in the mornings, but we'll have milder afternoons in the mid 20s on Saturday, and then low 30s going into Sunday with some nice warm air coming in. And then as we head into Monday, you can see just how much warmer everything just becomes by 3 o'clock. And we're all in the 30s, and we maintain some mild air for a little while. I even have some 40s in my forecast going into Thursday. Look at that, 42, 46, 50s near Chicago. I mean, that sounds fantastic. It's not going to last long. We're going to be mild next week, yes. But as we head into about next week, Sunday, it does look like we could have some colder air returning. There it is. You can see it's kind of starting to show its head. There you go. And that could be even associated with a much larger weather system going into next week. I don't have any specifics on it right now. It's kind of sporadic. Hang on. I think it's going to be, which one is it? I saw it earlier this morning. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one right here. Could be associated with the cold air punching in and some wind and some snow. Again, that's not happening until next week sometime. So I'll keep you guys posted, let you know if anything happens. But otherwise, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.